We are live here from Kampot, Cambodia, and there are flies everywhere. Let me know if you can see us okay, if you can hear us okay. We got 26 people already in the chat. We got Rudolph, Rajesh, Catalin, Henry. Somehow my chat isn't updating. Let me know if you guys can see me all right. Oh, yeah, we got Harriet, Jim, and Yuki. Thank you so much for coming out. They say hello to you.
Yeah, hello, guys.
I think there's just a delay on our end, but yeah, hopefully things will get going here as the stream continues. This is technically my first live stream from here in Cambodia, so we haven't really tested, you know, what the speeds are like. We're hoping for the best here. Okay, now it's kind of going. We got Kangan, we got David, Irvin, Will Smith from Phnom Penh. Thanks for coming out. Kangan's from Sydney. Awesome. We got Steve G from North Carolina, Jefferson from Bogota. Okay, now my chat's updating. All right, good. Jenwei from Iowa. Hello. Suhail from India. Oh, hello to Juan. Thank you for coming out. Tommy from Myrtle Beach. Okay, lovely. Now we're in business. Because, yeah, as I was saying, we haven't done a live stream from Cambodia, so I wasn't quite sure, you know, what the speeds are going to be like. And also, we are kind of in a smaller city. As we'll show you guys, we're in the tropics. So, obviously, all of those factors can kind of affect the quality of the live stream. We got my mom. Привет. Привет из Калгари. Что вы сегодня нам покажете? Рада вас видеть. Спасибо, Mom. My mom was saying hi and asking what we are going to show today. So, of course, we will be giving you guys a live stream tour of Kampot, which is a little city in the south of Cambodia. But also, I just wanted to kind of do this live stream before the end of the year to just kind of go over, you know, all the things that have happened this year and what's to come in 2023. So, I just wanted to, yeah, I guess see off the end of the year with you guys, because the next live stream I don't know if it's going to be from Cambodia, from Siem Reap, our last destination here, or it's going to be from our next country, which is a semi-surprise.
Yeah, is that supposed to be a surprise?
Well, I guess we'll keep it
Let
for
them
fun.
wait.
Let them wait.
Yeah.
Oh, Sid Han says your dad is so handsome.
Oh, yeah, sure. Your camera must be blank.
Just learn to take a compliment, okay? All right. We got somebody from Frankfurt, from Yogyakarta. Thank you for coming out. What the heck? All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of flies around, yeah.
Yeah, hello.
And Sinubin?
Sorry?
And Sinubin?
No.
No. I know have any ticket.
No, we're not
No.
doing the tour.
Or
No, we're not doing the tour.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no thanks.
We've got our own thing going here.
Right, I think they confused us for somebody else. Thank you so much to Jim, Harriet, and Yuki for the super chat. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. And thank you for those awesome playlists you sent us as well. That was very sweet of you. Thank you. Kangan asks, which airline did you use to fly to Cambodia? Well, we actually took the bus here. We flew back from Hanoi to Saigon because we had a few things we had to do there, and then we took about a 7-8 hour bus from there across the border to Phnom Penh. So that video is actually coming up later this week, so we did not actually fly. Okay guys, I am going to answer some of these questions as we are walking around. But oh, thank you so much for coming out, Melissa, as well. Amazing. Yeah, so I'll answer your questions as we are going out on the walk here, guys. But one thing that I wanted to ask now, so I don't forget later, because knowing me, I'm going to get all into the things that I want to say about Kampot and then maybe forget about this. But I want to know, comment in the live chat, what was your guys' favorite, moment in 2022, or your favorite thing, that happened. I want to actually know what your guys' take was on 2022, because at least I'll say my part of what this year was like. In many ways, personally, of like things that happened, it was, an amazing year. I got to go to so many incredible places. I had really good growth in my business. I get to do great trips like this, with my dad, and I got to see my mom in Brazil earlier in this year for my birthday. But outside of all those things, I think 2022 was like one of the hardest years, emotionally, specifically because of the war happening and my family being affected, and then some other personal things. So this has been the most like bipolar year, where so many good things have happened, and then some of the hardest, things, especially emotionally, have happened in a really long time. So 2022 has actually been quite a bipolar year for me, but overall, I guess you could say mostly positive. So I wanted to know, what was your guys' favorite memories of 2022? Thank you so much to Shigeru for the super chat. Look at the cute little fox.
the little, cute little guy.
Thank you for the super sticker. It's very cute. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season, Shigeru. We'll be seeing you in Japan very soon. All right, I think we're still taking a little time for things to come in here.
You didn't ask me what my favorite thing
I'm gonna
highlight.
ask you, what's your highlight of 2022, Dad? Or
That's easy to answer. Coming to join Alina in Vietnam, Cambodia, and some other places.
yeah,
And get out of Canada. They're having the coldest, snowy winter they've had for a long time.
yeah.
So it was nice to leave and come with Alina in a nice, warm, friendly country, and the food's super good. So that's by far the highlight.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came out. I'm glad that you're not suffering with our poor friends in Canada and
Yeah,
the
I'm not
US
suffering. I
going
actually
through
feel
this.
sorry for them.
No, it's a bad storm this year. I don't think it's been like this intense for such a large area.
For a few years now,
Yeah.
that's the most snow, and it's been colder
Yeah.
than usually have it.
Yeah,
We've had other winters like that too, but this year is,
especially bad.
especially bad.
Yeah,
Freezing rain, cold, everything.
yeah.
So I'm so happy I cut the hell out of it.
Well, you're ending off 2022 on a good note too, because I don't know if you guys have heard this. Maybe it's similar in other cultures, but I think it's like a Slavic sort of superstition that however you end the year is how the next year will be. So let's try and end 2022 on a really good note.
Yeah.
That would be really nice to go into 2023 that way. Jim, Harried, and UK say that one of their favorite things about 2022 was helping the relief effort for the Ukrainian people as volunteers at our local organization. That is amazing. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Like everybody, who has obviously helped Ukraine, because that's a personal situation for me, but anybody who's just gone out there and done something selflessly this year, like thank you so much for doing that. I think we can all just realize that if everybody helps with whatever cause they're passionate about, the world is going to be a better place. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Ukraine. It can be whatever kind of cause that you're passionate about.
I hear somebody from Hafford.
One sec. The tip sheet says, here in Canada, you missed the worst winter so far. Ask your dad if he knew the Novicus from Hafford. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I think I've heard the name, but I don't know them. I haven't been there that many years to know a whole lot of people.
Yeah, no, I don't think we do. But thank you. Jenway says, must be nice to have your dad traveling with you during the holidays. Traveling solo hits me hard if I have to travel during the holidays. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to have my dad here. I don't think I've spent a Christmas.
I want to see something. Go down.
What?
Go down farther. Just go down farther.
What do you mean, up or down?
Down this way.
That's as far as it goes.
Okay. I thought I'd seen somebody I knew. That's okay.
Well, maybe they'll come up again.
I'll look at it after.
Yeah. As I was saying, I think I haven't had like a Christmas in Canada. I don't even know how long. I don't think I've been home for a Christmas. Fuck. I'm scared of coconuts falling. Actually, just a tangent. I'm sorry. I'm going all over the place. But okay, two things. There's a statistic that coconuts kill more people than sharks. And it's true, like you really got to be careful anytime you're sitting underneath coconut trees, because they could 100% just fall out of the tree, knock you on the head, and like that's it, that's lights out, or a concussion at the very least. So first of all, that's scary. Second of all, there are creatures in this hotel where we've been staying. We're actually moving from here later today. It's called Monkey Republic. But this place constantly has some kind of creatures making sounds, and we don't know what they are, but one of them is for sure a toad, because I felt like, just, you guys know my intuition. I can feel just when, I don't know, something's gonna happen, or I have this like premonition of, you know, something coming. And so yesterday, as me and my dad, we were actually calling my mom on Messenger and video chatting, and I had this weird feeling, like just constantly this weird feeling that something was like coming to get me, and also frogs, because I knew there were frogs here. I could hear them. And so as we were talking, my dad kind of points to something on the floor, and before I even saw it, I'm like, I know it's a frog. I know it's a frog. And it was a huge freaking toad that was like, it like jumped right on my foot right as I looked down. So yeah, you know, I touched it, not the end of the world, but they kind of creep you out. Like they're these big things, these big toads, and they're all just like hopping around the greenery here. So I'm kind of, you know, paranoid that either there's going to be a frog that like lands on my foot, or there's going to be a coconut that falls down. So as soon as like I hear some kind of rustling, I'm a little bit jumpy.
Or a monkey or a bat.
Well, we haven't seen any monkeys here.
Yeah.
We saw them in Bokor National Park, which we'll get into later. Oh my goodness.
What?
Jim Ross, that is so generous. Oh my goodness.
Jim, you're way too good to Alina. I've seen your name and super chats come up many a time.
Well, thank you so much, Jim. I don't even know what to say, as always.
Speechless.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much. You are so kind. And let me read your message here. Well, I hope you and Dad have an enjoyable Christmas and will have a good New Year, since the import one in most of Asia is the Lunar New Year. That's true. Gordy gets the how did older men score a hot travel companion? Well, by having a nice daughter.
Yeah.
I shoveled snow so I can take a relative to catch the eastbound via train. Well, thank you so much, Jim. As always, I really appreciate your support with my channel. You know, all of the money that I get here with the live streams I put back into being able to grow my business and being able to do this. So thank you as always, Jim, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, a great new year, and lots of great travels ahead. Hope that you make it to Japan this year, as I am going to try. And yeah, also, as Jim said, it's interesting because here in Asia, I thought it was just in China that they celebrated the New Year in February, I think, but it's also in some other parts of Southeast Asia where I believe they celebrate the New Year at a different time than we do. So that's kind of interesting. I guess I'll be in Kuala Lumpur when it's the, you know.
So we can celebrate all the New Years.
Yeah, we can like celebrate multiple times.
Several of them.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Jim, once again. Hope you are doing great. What was I talking about before I went on a tangent before the coconuts and the frogs? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, frick. Anyways. a lot of things I wanted to cover. This is why I wanted to do a live stream. So I apologize if we're starting off all over the place. The flies here. So yeah, we've actually been in Kampot for...
Don't even look at
Don't
me.
even look at them. For about 4 nights now. And yeah, like I said, we've been staying at this place, Monkey Republic. Usually I don't give the names of where we're staying unless we're leaving, and we're leaving today. So it is a great place to stay in the center of the city, and we are going to be moving to kind of a resort for a couple of days that's in this area, just to you know, kind of experience the more quiet and like rural part of the city that's kind of on the river. That's the main attraction of Kampot. And then after that we will be off to Siem Reap before the new year. So that's kind of what we've got coming up next. But yeah, we've already been chatting here for 16 minutes, so we need to get walking.
We need to get moving.
We need to get walking. Let me just put on my purse. I think I can do this with one hand. Let me actually give you guys a quick little tour of where we've been staying. So yeah, this is Monkey Republic, and it's a hotel slash it's a hostel. Like, there are hostel rooms, but obviously me and my dad, we actually got 2 separate rooms because it was so cheap here. Like, the rooms are nothing special, but yeah, both of our rooms were like $15 a night, so you know, $30 total. Pretty amazing. And they have this really nice outdoor area where you can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They've got banana trees, they've got coconut trees, they have some kind of creatures that are constantly making sounds, but we don't know what it is. Then over here there's kind of a games room, I guess you could say, where there's like, yeah, a pool hall. There's a TV over there on the wall, there's darts, and yeah, there's just a lot of actually different buildings where they have the rooms. That's kind of the restaurant and the check-in area, and it's fairly central for being in the downtown part of Kampot. So if you're looking for a budget recommendation of where to stay, but honestly like a pretty nice place, I would say this would be a good option. No, thank you. One other interesting thing to know about Kampot, I guess the first thing we should say is about how big of a place it is. It's a population of about 40 to 50,000 for the city center, is what I gathered from looking online. Kampot is also its own province in the south of Cambodia, and that total population is about 700,000. Like all the little rural areas and all the smaller sort of towns, that's about 700,000, but this town itself is only like 40 to 50,000, so it's not that big of an area. So in saying that, in comparison to Phnom Penh or Siem Reap, obviously there's not as many, you know, services, there's not as many places to, you know, eat and like shop and all that kind of stuff, and there's also no Grab. So how you get around is just tuk-tuks, more or less, unless your hotel orders you a taxi, though you don't really see, you know, cars that say they're a taxi driving around. It's mainly tuk-tuks, and usually you just like negotiate the fare before you get in. Usually not that expensive, like a few dollars to get across town. So that's kind of how things work here. Just gonna read your messages as we walk. And yes, Genway, they do call them tuk-tuks here as well in Cambodia. I don't know what else you'd call them, right? What else would you call this kind of vehicle? I think tuk-tuk is the only name that I've heard said. Another funny thing that you guys will see as we walk around Kampot is they have a whole bunch of roundabouts. So this is the roundabout that we were closest to, called the Fisherman Roundabout. As you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, just right here we've got a cute cafe, a few little local restaurants. There's some other hotels in this area. There's some white people. It's funny because we got here and I'm like, why is there so many white people here?
Yeah,
like
there's a lot of white people
like because
here.
there's not a big population, I think they just stand
more.
out more. And I'm just like, what are y'all doing here? Because before I really was planning to come to Cambodia, I never really heard of Kampot, if I'm being honest. Like, you know, I never really heard anyone mention it, even with my friends who are very well traveled and have been to Cambodia. None of them ever talked about this place. So when I was doing my research, and initially I wanted to go to Koh Rong, I think that's the name of the island. I wanted to go to Koh Rong, which is like a really famous kind of tropical island, about a 2-hour drive from here. But during the New Year season, it was extremely expensive. Like, I think it all just got booked up and there wasn't really any good accommodation for a reasonable price. So I decided to come to Kampot instead, because lots of people had really good reviews about this place. And the more I looked into it, I was like, oh, like, yeah, this is interesting. And, you know, I've never heard of this place, so maybe it'll be a good place to share with others. And so we get here and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, I was kind of expecting that maybe we were going to be some of the only, you know, obvious tourists here. But no, like, this place is just like littered with the tourist population, and a lot of, well, expats / immigrants. They're immigrants, right? People that have moved from other countries to live here, and they've opened up businesses. There's quite a few, you know, foreigners that have set up businesses here in Kampot, it seems, as well. So I had no idea this place was actually quite popular, but I guess it is. It's a very quiet and not much going on kind of place, but maybe that's what people like about it. I'm gonna flip here. Jenwei asks, how does the food differ compared to Vietnam in Cambodia? How would you say, Dad? How does it differ?
It's good, but I'd say I like Vietnam better.
Vietnamese food?
Yeah.
Even though Vietnamese is a bit spicier.
Yeah, it's spicy, yeah.
Yeah, but it's true. I probably would say I like Vietnamese food better, just because I like the more, I guess, like the flavor profiles that they have in Vietnamese food, and I love all the different like herbs, you know, and greenery that is used in the, you know, more popular Vietnamese dishes. I probably haven't had the full spectrum of their cuisine, but just everything that I had in Vietnam was so good. But yeah, you definitely need to watch the spice level there, whereas here in Cambodia, overall, I wouldn't say things are that spicy. And while I have, you know, had some things that were very tasty, were very good, I think there are just some things that I wouldn't, you know, really eat that are common foods here in Cambodia, like snails, or I guess frogs are fairly popular here, or there's different kinds of, you know, eggs that they use for different kinds of cooking. And just because I'm not used to that kind of food, I can't really say that, you know, it's something that I crave or that is really my sort of thing. But it's interesting to try, of course. So definitely things like fish amok and their different kinds of rolls I really like here, but I wouldn't say I'm that adventurous of an eater, if I'm being honest. So I don't particularly, you know, try some of the crazy kind of dishes that they have here. Just gonna go walk around this park here a little bit since this looks nice. I'm gonna take a look at your questions. Marcos asks, what time is it now? I guess it'd be a little bit after 11 o'clock. 11 a.m. is when we started the live stream. Yeah, 11:24. So it's actually the next day compared to you guys in North America. So there is that. Oh, Zhenwei asks, has your dad tried durian yet?
I don't think so.
No. Well, you said there's a chance maybe you've tried it because I described to you what it was.
Yes.
Like what it should kind of taste like, and
Yeah.
you said maybe
Yeah.
I've had it
Because
before.
it was something like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
But somehow I doubt it because to get it in Canada, whereas the only place he would have had it.
No, here I had it.
No, you did not.
Okay,
we have not
then
had
I-
durian. Then you have you have
Then
not.
I haven't had it. I haven't had it.
Careful. You gotta be real careful. There's glass and you're in sandals. My dad never wears sandals. And this is the first time in his life where he is wearing them because it's hot out and stuff. So I have to tell him to be careful if there's like glass on the ground because that can easily pop into your sandal and stab your foot. New experiences.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, no, if you think that you had durian here so far, you have not. We have not had durian yet.
Well, I had something that was like custard.
Yeah, you had the custard apple. I think it's called
Okay, custard
cherimoya.
apple. Okay.
That's what I gave to you.
Okay, I can't remember.
It's okay. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello to April from the Philippines. Curious, how's the weather there as of now? Well, as you can see, it is fabulous. After questionable weather in basically every country that I've been to before this in Southeast Asia, but given, of course, I was there when there was still a chance that showers and typhoons could still happen. It's like every country that I went to, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, got quite a bit of rain for like a good chunk of the time that I was in those countries. But here so far in Cambodia, oh my God, it is heaven.
Yeah.
Absolute heaven. Like we haven't had any rain, I don't think,
I don't
while
think
we've been in Cambodia
not
at
in Cambodia.
all.
There's been
At
no rain.
all. It's been so nice. And what's also good is it's not too hot here. Because, you know, even when I was, I guess in the Philippines probably was the place where it felt the most hot when the nice weather came. And I was in El Nido and stuff. It was like, 35 or something during the day or more. It felt very hot, very high humidity. But here so far, it's been maybe 25 to 30, and very breezy. So you get a nice breeze all the time. Just absolute heaven. So can't complain about the weather whatsoever. It has been fabulous here so far. But I guess in all of Southeast Asia, it's probably becoming quite nice weather right now. I want to say a big thank you to Henry, my friend Henry. Hi, Alina. Great to see you and your dad together. Happy New Year to you both. Thank you very much, Henry, and I hope you're doing well. And then another Henry DC asks, is the internet in Cambodia good? Let me answer that question as I flip the camera here. Let you guys see the tuk-tuks and the nice park here. So the internet overall seems, yes, quite good. This live stream is actually going quite well so far. Seems to have a good, speed to be able to keep up with things. I mean, you guys could probably tell me that better than me for the live stream part. But as far as, just searching social media and all that kind of stuff, overall, yeah, it's been very good. I've hotspotted sometimes with my phone. And if you guys are wondering about the price, actually, interesting thing about the price. First surprise when we got here to Cambodia is we see the price of everything is in dollars.
US dollars.
US dollars. And somehow in the videos that I had watched about Cambodia, nobody really mentioned this. And and to me, that's a pretty important thing, is that they have two currencies here. They have the US dollar and then they have the Cambodian riel. And so you can pay with either. They're kind of interchangeable. But the majority of the time, they prefer US dollars. I guess it does kind of help stabilize their currency. And it was started in the 90s when the UN came in here after the war to, I guess stabilize would be the word to use, to stabilize the economy. And it's kind of just stuck. So you can just come here with US dollars and pay for everything that way. Sometimes your change will come in reals, but to use US dollars is preferred. So I say that because for the SIM cards that we got, we ended up going with the provider that is called Smart. That's supposed to be the best one. And you can get the SIM cards anywhere. It's really easy to, get a plan. We got initially a plan for 3 weeks, which is a bit of an odd amount of time. Usually it's 30 days, but that's just the one that we saw first, and that's how long we're staying. So for 21 days, 24 gigabytes of data for $5 US. And that's also like, calls and texts included for local numbers and stuff. So a very reasonable deal. Like I said, very easy to get a plan as well, which is appreciated. And yeah, overall I'd say it's been a really positive experience with their data plan so far. Oh, I think I missed a super chat from, it's very windy, I hope it's not affecting the sound too much. Thank you so much to Stephen for the super chat. Your mom asked if the locals can speak English, which is a good question. Hi from one of the few warm parts of the US. Glad you're staying warm, Stephen. Thank you very much. Yeah, that is a good question. So can the locals speak English fairly well? Well, of course, it's going to depend, where in Cambodia you're going. We've only been to Phnom Penh and here in Kampot so far. We did kind of take a day trip out to the more rural areas, which you'll see in my video of this area. So in those kinds of parts, I don't think people would probably speak that much English. But overall, if you're staying in the more main parts of the city, I would say the average, person maybe speaks just like a little bit. But if you're going to the more obvious tourist areas, of course you're going to have people that speak very good English. So that's probably similar to most places. But yeah, I would say probably the average person here wouldn't speak that much. That's the sense that I've gotten. Like even sometimes when we've gone into restaurants that kind of look like they're aimed at tourists, sometimes you do get some people where I would say like it's kind of at a base level.
Yeah, they can't speak English.
It's not as much as Vietnam. Thailand would be even higher above that of the level of English, language skills. So not as much as some other Southeast Asian countries, but still pretty good. Like definitely more than enough to be able to get around fairly easy. So you don't really have to worry that much if you're staying in the main, central tourist spots in Cambodia. But of course, if you were going off the beaten track, that's a whole other story. Sandra says, watching from Winnipeg, Manitoba. Take care. Hello, Sandra. Raining in Victoria, BC. Not a surprise. Stay dry. Daniel says, greetings to your dad.
Yeah, greetings.
Tom says, watching from San Antonio, Texas. Hello, Tom. Awesome. Yeah, we got 164 people in here now. Awesome. All right, guys. So let me flip the camera here. Take a look at this roundabout. Can anybody tell me what fruit that is in the middle of their roundabout? Let me actually get a different angle here. Who knows what that fruit is? Who has tried that fruit? Leave it in the comments.
But it's not that big.
Well, yeah, no, Dad, it's not that big. Thank you for clarifying. I see two right answers, 3 right answers. Yes, I think most people will guess correctly. It is durian, which is fantastic. So that is the stinky fruit that we were referring to that my dad hasn't tried yet. And I actually did want to have him try it on camera for the video here, but unfortunately we couldn't find it. We went to a local fruit shop and we didn't see it. So maybe actually let's take a walk around to that market over there and we'll see if yeah, we can find some durian and you can finally try it, but so far we haven't seen it. It is, of course, you know, a very expensive fruit, so it's kind of hard to find it just anywhere. Steve and Tina watching from Campbell River. Hello. But yeah, I thought this roundabout is fantastic. Like, that is such a memorable landmark, right? You know, some kind of statue of, you know, some old famous man or woman, that's all great. But a durian in the middle of your city, I think that's fantastic. Whoever is responsible for that design choice, I applaud you. That is memorable. Okay, so Dad, we need to get over to that market. What is the best way to get there? Probably this way, I guess. Yeah, probably this way. Yeah. All right. Actually, interesting note about the traffic here, right? Because you guys, I assume some of you were at my live stream when I was in Vietnam, in Saigon specifically. You guys know how I felt about the traffic there, how chaotic it was. So here you still 100% gotta watch. But even in Phnom Penh, you know, being a big city, not even remotely close to the chaos that is in Vietnam, not even remotely close. So it has been nice to just not be fearing for your life every time you cross the street. But still, you gotta watch, right? You really gotta watch here and know how to kind of move with the traffic. But especially here in Kampot, being a smaller city, it has been so nice to not have the insane traffic that Vietnam had. Oh, actually, want to say a big thank you to Harriet, Jim, and Yuki once again for the super chat. We would like to ask Gordy and you, Alina, how is the coffee there?
Well, I'm not a coffee drinker, so Alina is the expert on that.
Yeah. What do you get all the time, Dad?
I always get tea.
What kind of tea?
Different kind. Matcha tea.
Yeah.
I had jasmine tea this morning. Jasmine.
Yeah.
Ginger, lemon, stuff like that.
Yeah, my dad's a tea person, I'm a coffee person. Yeah. But lately he's been drinking a lot of matcha lattes. They have that here a lot in Cambodia, you know. Not all countries have really gotten on that bandwagon, but here you can find matcha lattes in a lot of different cafes. So my dad has been getting that. But to answer your question, the coffee overall is fantastic here. No problem, you know, finding great cafes, and they know how to make, you know, every style of drink fairly reasonably priced. Though, just a comment actually on prices is that I would say another thing that has surprised me about Cambodia is that while some things are very budget friendly, I would say overall the accommodation very budget friendly for what you're getting, unless it is on that island Koh Rong during the winter season. Those prices were insane for what you were getting, but overall everywhere else that we've kind of looked at has been very reasonable prices for very good accommodation, so that has been nice. But the food if you go to, of course, the more Western style of restaurants is well, maybe substantially isn't the right word, but it's higher. It's much higher than in Vietnam, Philippines, you know, Thailand. Last time I was there and remember the price is higher than Bali. And I think it is because they are using the US dollar. Like, it is just more expensive. Like, some of the things are literally the same price that I would pay in Canada for like a coffee or a meal. So that has kind of taken me off guard. And I guess one thing to keep in mind if you like eating at the more Western, you know, kind of restaurants when you go to Southeast Asia. So that I did not expect. But yeah, the coffee in general has been very good. They have everything, you know, you could want here, and really positive experience. So thank you guys so much as always for the super chat. You got some restaurants right here. And we are gonna keep going around to the market. There's a sign over that says Phnom Penh 148 kilometers that way. Somehow it feels longer than that. We took the bus here from Phnom Penh and I think it took about 3-ish hours. Let's wait here. Let's see here. One sec, guys. I can't see anything. Let's go stand over here for a sec, guys. The sun's so bright I can't see my screen. So, aw. Thank you so much to Rahul. Thank you for the lovely super chat. Say hi to Rahul.
Hi, Raikul.
So kind of you as always. From Kampot, the drink, the city. I've learned more about the world through your content than anyone else. Hope you have a healthy and prosperous 2023. Thank you so much, Rahul, as always, and a very good catch there. You know what Kampot is?
Yeah, Kampot.
What's Kampot?
It's just juice that they make in Ukraine.
Exactly. So for anybody who has been to, I think most Slavic countries have it. Maybe it's called something different in the Balkans or something. But overall, Kampot, it's a funny name for us to have for a city because Kampot is, yeah, this kind of stewed drink juice that they make there. So as soon as I told my mom, I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to this city called Kampot. She's like, it's called Kampot? And I was like, yeah. So yeah, kind of funny name. Google Kampot if you've never heard of it. But yeah, it's true that the English spelling, as Rahul spelt it, the drink would be Compot, whereas the city here is Campot. So that's the slight variation, but they basically are pronounced the same. So thank you so much, Rahul. As always, you've been such an amazing supporter of my work. Thank you so much, and I hope you and your family are having a great holiday season and a wonderful new year. It really is amazing, actually, how many people, who have been with me for so long are still on my live streams.
Well,
I
yes.
really can't say
And
how
no
much I
matter what
appreciate
time
it.
it is there.
Yeah, that's true. I really thank you
just
guys.
Amazing.
Thank you for coming
No
out
matter
at all
what
the crazy
time of day or
hours.
night, you're there.
Yeah, that's very, very sweet.
Even I don't do that all the time.
Yeah, what the hell, Dad?
Yeah.
Samuel, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey Alina, I've been watching your videos for a while now. You're a true inspiration. I hope one day I can travel the world like you. Thank you so much, Samuel. That's very sweet of you, and I hope you do. I hope you do travel all over the world and have lots of great adventures, because after especially the lockdowns, it feels, so exciting to have the world opening up again. Oh, interesting. Gediminas says in Lithuanian it's called Kampotas. Aha.
So
Interesting.
kind of
Yeah,
something the
similar.
same.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's all in kind of, Eastern Europe area. They have something similar, but usually Kampot is the name that they use. Hello from Surabaya. Adejanto, hello. Juan says your dad is such a cool travel buddy.
You haven't traveled with me.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah. That's a funny comment from Genway. Every time I'm out of the US, I have to remind myself people won't stop for pedestrians even when I'm back in Taiwan. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, yeah, when you aren't used to the kind of traffic here, and even with me, like I've been to countries where, yeah, I know they don't stop, it's just a different way of doing things, but like I almost forget sometimes, and I'm like, oh yeah, of course they're gonna stop, of course, and I'm like, oh no, they're not gonna stop for you.
Yeah.
And like it's literally a life or death situation if you forget that. So important thing to remember. Okay guys, yeah, I just wanted to get out of the hot sun for a second, but we just got to what is known as the night market. Like that's the name of this particular market, even though it is open during the day, and they actually, in my opinion, sell more clothes than food. So it's a bit odd that they would call themselves a night market when usually a night market is focused more on food, but nevertheless it is a good little market. So let me show you guys inside here. They even have some fair rides in here, which I haven't really seen before in a market, so that's kind of cool. Evan says, I'm going to Cambodia in March next year. Amazing. I hope you have a great time. Where in Cambodia are you going, actually? Be interested to know.
Nobody in here.
Yeah, well, it's kind of during the day. Oh, we got somebody from Kenya. Yeah, see, it's kind of, I guess it's kind of quiet. We came here yesterday around 4 or 5 o'clock and it was much busier. You know, people are at work right now, obviously, so not that many people in here right now. Do have some food stalls, I guess. For anybody wondering, as far as how to get into Cambodia, I do touch on it in the video I have coming up this week, but at this point in time, they did not ask for our COVID certificates, which I was surprised by because online it does say that, you know, you do have to be vaccinated and they are checking the certificates, but when we went across the border, they did not ask for it. All they asked for was our passports, and depending on your nationality, there are countries that get visa upon arrival like Canadians do, so you do have to pay. It was $35 for the visa and then basically $5 for the bus company that we went with to kind of handle everything, and totally worth it because it was such a streamlined process at the border. So yeah, all we really needed was our passports to come here and then just pay the visa fee, and that was it. So it was actually quite easy to get into Cambodia, at least at this point in time, and at least the way we did through the border. Cute kid. I guess there is actually quite a few food places in here. That's good. So that was the market. All right, so this is the part where I always get a little confused because with the roundabouts, things start to kind of look the same. We go down the second one. Yeah, that second one.
I think
yeah,
the blue building is.
Yeah, where the blue building is. Okay, that is where we go. All right. Yeah, let's go. Lane says hi from Bangkok through Vancouver. Happy holidays, you guys. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you as well. Let you guys have another look at the durian, the fabulous durian. And yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out. Maybe there is some kind of place here that sells it, but I have not seen it. All right, still gotta watch for traffic. No, we're good.
Here's the guy coming.
Has anybody in the live stream actually been to Siem Reap? Because I'm curious, you know, just what it's like there and how safe people felt. Because even though I overall felt safe in Phnom Penh, like honestly, I don't think you have that much to worry about. But just for some reason, I had a bad feeling about doing a live stream there. I don't know why. So you guys know me, I follow my intuition when I feel those kind of things. So I didn't, end up doing one there. But here in Kampot, obviously, I feel quite relaxed. But Siem Reap, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like there. I might do one, I might not, but let me know in the comments if you have been there and kind of what your experience was. And yes, Jamie, we are going to visit Angkor Wat. It is probably the top attraction of Cambodia and one of the most beautiful and special temples in the world. So 100% we will be going there. You good?
Yeah.
All right. My dad definitely gets in more exercise here than he was in Saskatchewan, right? You're walking every day. Every day walking, every day stairs. And if me and my dad are staying in the same hotel room or whatever, I also have my yoga mat, so I tell him to go do yoga and do some stretches and stuff. So I'm getting him fit and healthy on this trip. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat to Frank and the very cute super sticker. Thank you so much, Frank. Very kind of you. Very cute. All right. Other interesting thing about Kampot is there's dental clinics all over the place. Like so many dental clinics. So I have a feeling that there must be a fairly significant amount of like dental tourists that maybe come here, because I find it hard to believe that the local population here needs like 30 different clinics. I think there must be some kind of, you know, large group of foreigners that are coming here for those kinds of services. So maybe this is a good place to go for that sort of thing. I don't know. If you're looking for a bank recommendation in Cambodia, we've overall been using this place, which is ABA Bank. National Bank of Canada partnered with it. So we haven't, you know, had any issues with it, but they do charge you fees. Like even if your bank doesn't charge you a fee like mine doesn't, their ATMs will charge you $5, $6, but we haven't found any other bank here that doesn't. So I guess it's a necessary evil. Let's go over here. So this is another, oh my god, that dog is cute. You're adorable. This is another really popular part of the city. This too is more popular at night, where, you know, this is actually, in my opinion, more of a night market, where this place is all about the different like food stalls and stuff. So if you come here at night, everything is all lit up nice and you can get some street food and stuff. So this is another really popular part of the city, and it is going to lead us to in my opinion, the main attraction of the city, which is kind of like the riverfront. So we're gonna make our way there. Jamie asks, does Gordon still run marathons?
No.
Why not?
Well, I've hurt my knee, so
Yeah.
but it's getting much better.
Do you want to tell the people what you've been doing for your knee and what we found in Vietnam to help your knee?
Well, Alina found this kind of knee brace, which
Yeah.
is very soft, and yes, seems to help. It doesn't hurt now.
Yeah,
And also the warm climate
Yes, that definitely
and
helps.
excellent food
Hello.
and no stress
Yeah, that
from
definitely
being back
affects.
home in the wintertime. It's a combination of things.
Exactly.
Doing so much better.
Yeah. No, how you feel, I think, just on an emotional level plays a big impact, even on, seemingly only physical things like, pain in your joints or, pain in wherever. I think your emotional levels really play a big part in that. And then, yeah, we've been doing things to also support my dad's knee, like, doing more strengthening exercises. And yeah, we were in this kind of health store and I saw this Japanese brand that makes these kinds of like joint support wraps, and they were expensive. It was like $100 per item. But after doing some Googling and kind of reading people's reviews and stuff, I was like, I think we should buy it. I have a good feeling about it.
Yeah,
and sure enough,
I recommend it. It's been very good.
I think it's called Phyton or something like that, or Photon or something. It was very good. All right, don't want to miss this part where, yeah, that was kind of the end of the street food market. And then over here is this really cool kind of bar, kind of club, kind of restaurant thing. We went there last night and we sat on the roof. It was actually a really great place. So there's that kind of here in the center of the city. More tuk-tuks, little shops here. And yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a view as we are walking through. That's a little restaurants here. Man, it is hot though. Let's go in the
Shade.
shade, yeah, because we're gonna be in the heat when we're walking down by the river, and I can feel like the top of my head is really burning up. So let's have even 5 minutes of being in the shade. Are you doing okay? Huh? Oh no, I'm okay. Are you okay?
Yeah.
All right. We've actually been going for almost a whole hour.
Yeah.
I thought that this live stream was going to be like for sure less than an hour. So yeah, we still got at least probably 15 more minutes, guys. It has been.
You know, Alina, once she gets talking.
I know, I'm a talker.
3/4 of an hour leads into an hour.
I wonder where
an hour
I get
and
it
a half.
from. I wonder where I get it from of who's a talker who will call their friends on the phone and gab for like 2 hours.
3 hours.
I wonder where I get that from.
That's on the phone. That's not online here.
It's the same thing. I'm talking to a phone.
Yeah, like a whole world's listening.
Exactly.
I can't do that.
Well, you probably could.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, give me a minute. The phone actually should cool down. It's like hot right now. Yeah. Let's see here.
Maybe you could pull that water.
Oh, you want the water? Yeah. Here you go. I'm gonna read your comments here, guys. Tip sheet says, have you had any problems eating street food? Well, we haven't eaten a lot of street food. We start laughing. Here, you want me to put it back?
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay. So we haven't eaten a lot of street food because we were afraid of getting a little bit of an upset stomach. But unfortunately, yeah, we did still end up getting one. So we don't need to go into detail about that whole thing.
Okay,
but yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, my dad has had a bit of an upset stomach with something we ate because we both kind of had one. But overall, it's been not too bad. It hasn't been, horrible, have to lay in bed all day kind of thing and all that. And we have medicine. So yeah, you still got to just be careful with what you're eating. Only drink bottled water, sanitize your hands, like all that jazz.
He doesn't want me to say my version because I make it more colorful.
I don't need to know about your bodily functions. Thank you very much. We don't need to spread that all over my live stream. What was I gonna say? Yeah, here's the thing. They do say, you have to be, careful in Southeast Asia, especially with food poisoning and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, sure, you should be careful. But, I've had food poisoning in the worst food poisoning I've ever had in my life. I swear to God, it was them. It was Swiss Chalet in the Toronto airport 10 years ago when we were flying to Paris. To say I felt like I was gonna die would be being dramatic, but I was curled in the fetal position around the toilet, and it was bad. It was bad, and I still ended up actually getting on my flight, and it was horrible.
And
so,
I had food poisoning twice at McDonald's restaurant.
Well, I mean,
in
McDonald's.
my own home area.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, you know, as much as they say, oh yeah, be, you know, safe, because in these, you know, third world countries or something, you have to be real careful. No, this kind of shit happens in Canada too. Frickin' Swiss Chalet. I actually like Swiss Chalet, I'm just saying. Once I for sure got food poisoning from them, and it was horrible. Horrible. So, you know, wash your hands and be careful about where you eat anywhere. Yeah. Thank you very much. Uwajanko asks, do you drink beer, and if so, which ones do you recommend in Cambodia? All right, I'm gonna flip as I talk about this. So they do have, for example, Angkor. I don't know if you can see the sign over there. I had last night, which is just, you know, they're very basic, you know, kind of lager beer, and it's fine. But here, especially in Kampot, and if you go to Monkey Republic, the hotel and cafe, or restaurant I should say, that we were staying at, oh my god, their list of different craft beers is amazing, and it is so good. Like, they have IPAs, they have pale ales, the cider here is very good. It's amazing. So I can't remember all the specific names of like the breweries, but just go to Monkey Republic if you are in Kampot and try some of their craft brews. They are fantastic. So that's my recommendation. While we're here under some nice shade, I'm just going to point out that bridge. That's like a famous bridge that takes you to the other kind of more, not rural, I guess, but you know, the more local part of the city. There's not as many Westerners that stay over there. And then this leads to a really famous restaurant in the city called the Fish Market, if you want more of an upscale, you know, experience, and a beautiful veranda that looks over the river. That's a great restaurant. And yeah, just like all around this area, there's some really good restaurants and good places to eat. So we're gonna take you down the river walk over there in just a minute, and that will kind of take us to the end of our live stream. But until then, I did see some super chats here. One from Samuel once again. Thank you so much. Love your videos on Eastern Europe. My family is half Ukrainian and half Romanian. My aunt and uncle live in Odessa. Amazing. Yeah. You are very Eastern European. So thank you so much, Samuel. And then Jenwei, thank you so much. Always a great catching up with your live stream. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you guys. Your journeys really inspire me to hope to travel more soon. Well, I'm very glad. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season and New Year as well. You guys are so lovely. All right, I think I've kind of cooled down a little bit. My head isn't, yeah, I think we only have probably, give or take, 10-15 more minutes that we're gonna do the stream. So let's head on down here across the street. Actually, I'm curious to know, for those of you who haven't been to Kampot and have been on this live stream now for the last hour, what's your opinion so far? Like, what would you kind of, I don't know, say so far about this little town? Would you come here? What's your sort of opinion so far? All right, let's cross the street here. Oh, one sec. Yeah. Yeah, we're all right. It's cool. Jenwei says it seems lovely and nice and quaint. Yes, that's definitely a good way to describe it. Kyle says you should stay by the river in Kampot. It's so beautiful and relaxing. Eden Eco Village, Sabai Beach, Yellow Sun, or the Hideaway, anything by the river. That's a fantastic suggestion, Kyle, and we are actually doing exactly that. I won't say which one, but we are going to one of the places that you mentioned to stay there for 2 nights. So yes, I agree that it is nice to stay here in this downtown part, because then you kind of have access to all, you know, the different restaurants and stuff, but it's also worth it to stay somewhere that's a little bit farther out, that kind of has like its own beach, if you can see that in the distance, and is just more of a, you know, relaxing resort kind of feel. So that is what we are actually doing next. That is a loud boat. Frank says it looks relaxed and beautiful. Yes, it does. Tom says very quaint, pretty clean city. Yes. Yeah, no, I'm glad you guys like it. I do think it's a really great place, especially if you're looking to kind of have a slower pace of life. Like, of course, you know, there's certain, you know, things that I think they are working on, you know, like there's a lot of broken pavement everywhere, you know, there is, you know, some garbage around, like things like that I think would really help if they cleaned it up to, you know, just make it a more aesthetically pleasing sort of city. But outside of that, you know, I think it's really a great place to come, and the people are very nice. And yeah, other than some food places being far too expensive in my opinion, everything else is overall very reasonably priced. So it's a great place to come and relax for a while. And yeah, like they mentioned prior, to stay at a place right on the river. It's very nice. Catalan asks, have you ever flew with Air Koryo? No, I have not. I don't even know whose airline that is. Harriet and Jim ask, with another very kind super chat, thank you so much, guys. Will you go to Laos on this Southeast Asia trip? Does Cambodia have places to swim? We would go. So no, unfortunately, we won't be going to Laos on this trip. Just not enough time, you know, unfortunately. And I've just kind of gotten to the place with my traveling where it's becoming harder to constantly be like moving, and even just keep up with everything I'm filming if I'm moving that fast. So after the next country we go to, I'm actually going to be doing a prolonged stay in a city to just like catch up with everything, instead of, you know, seeing lots of different places in that country. Because when you do full-time travel, like this trip is going to be basically 10 months, it does get exhausting, you know, to constantly move from country to country to country. So yeah, unfortunately Laos is not going to be happening this trip, but I have heard, you know, good things about it, and it's definitely even more, I guess, off the beaten track, you could say, compared to Cambodia. It's still, you know, developing as a place for tourists to go. So I think it will be an interesting place to see at some point in time. And to answer your question, does Cambodia have places to swim? So from my research, the best place to go if you're looking for like a beach destination is Koh Rong, like the island that is about a 2-hour drive and then a ferry ride from here. That's probably the one that I would say is most popular. But even here in Kampot, they say the further out of town you go, and if you're on the river, it's safe to swim in the river. It's just not, you know, a big beach kind of experience like you would get on the islands. So this is a place you could also go swimming. So thank you guys as always. All right, let's continue onwards. Whoops, what did I touch? Oh, there we go, I zoomed out. All right. Look at the trees here, right? I don't know what kind of... Banyan trees sometimes have these kinds of root structures, but the leaves of this tree look different than a banyan tree, so I actually don't know what this is. Very interesting. Oh, another recommendation for anybody who comes to Kampot. It'll be in my video, but we love this place. Ricky Tavi. It's also kind of like a hotel and guest house in the bottom part, but on the top part with the veranda, amazing place to grab food and get a drink, and you get a view of the river. Really lovely place. We've been there 2 days in a row. One of my favorites, so that's another recommendation. Looks like they have a postal service over here. For anybody in my Patreon postcard club, cards were sent from Phnom Penh, because I always, assume, and I think rightly so, that the postcards will travel faster if you send it from, the biggest center or the capital city. So I found some really cool postcards from Cambodia that I sent you guys from there. So those should hopefully get to you, most likely 3 weeks from now. Hopefully not longer. I was really shocked that the cards that I sent from Vietnam were reaching people in like 2 weeks, which is amazing. Vietnam really has an amazing postal system compared to the experiences that I was having in Indonesia. And then I think my cards from the Philippines took a really long time. So as long as they all get there, I'll be happy, but I sometimes don't understand how it can take like a month or two for a postcard to arrive at a place. Like, is it literally coming by sea? What possible reason is it taking that long? I don't understand. You got lots of boats here on that side of the river, as you can see. You can take boat rides, usually happening in the evenings, kind of
there's a lot of
dinner cruise time. It's very nice here, guys. Can't tell you how perfect the weather is right now. Like, it's hot. It's definitely a little hot. It'll be nice to get in the shade after we're done the live stream, but oh, this weather in almost January, it is fabulous. So guys, since we are coming up to the end of the live stream, I have one last question for you. And you can send me, I don't know, an email or something after this stream is over, or actually just leave a comment. That's probably easier. Just leave a comment on this video, or comment down below right now. What kind of topics or what kind of videos do you want to see on my channel in 2023? That is my last question for you. Either comment now or comment later, whatever you like. I want to know what you guys want to see in this new year. Obviously, I have my own ideas of what I'm thinking of kind of upgrading and doing differently and, improving. But let me know your thoughts. What would you like to see on this channel? Because obviously I want to make content that you guys are interested in and excited for. So that is just my last question as we finish things up here. How are you doing?
Still coming along.
Still alive, still kicking.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
You've done awesome. Let me give you guys another view here. Yeah, see this part of the...
Very nice.
Yeah, this is very nice.
Well, they were doing it all.
Yeah, I think they are. They're going to be actually redoing all the ground and putting in new tiles. So that's going to be very nice once that project is all done. Genway says travel tips. Absolutely, I will do that. Samuel says maybe more of Europe in 2023. Cool places there. I would love that. Obviously, I hope the war will come to an end in 2023 and be able to go see my family. That would be the most amazing gift. Japan, please. Absolutely. You guys know that's already happening. I already got my plane ticket to go to Japan. I am ready. I am so excited to go to Japan. Aw, thank you so much, Melissa. Much appreciated. Our pleasure, Frank. Thank you for coming out. The tip sheet says prices for all accommodation, trips, and meals. Yes, can definitely add that in. Aw, thank you very much to Louise, one of my lovely Patreon patrons. Thank you so much for coming out here and also for your super chat. Hello, Alina. There is some museum or memorial on the terrible events of what happened in the 70s. Yes. So that's going to be in, I'm going to touch on it in my Phnom Penh video of obviously the very horrible things that happened here in Cambodia with the Khmer Rouge from 1974 to 1979, where basically this insane extreme communist group killed over 2 million of their own people, just did horrible, sick things, and obviously that has left a very dark mark on Cambodian society, and it really isn't that long ago when you think about it. So I will be touching on that in my Phnom Penh video. But yeah, if you come to Cambodia, there's obviously a lot of different places you can go to learn about the history of what happened during that time. So keep an eye out for that in my Phnom Penh video. Thank you very much to Michael. I appreciate it. I do not know when I am coming to Pakistan, Tariq. We will see. Thank you very much, Uejanko. Much appreciated. All right, guys. I think that is it. Come stand over here.
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
You're getting tired, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that is it, guys. We've been going for not an hour and a half quite yet, but longer than I thought we were. So Kampot, for being not that big of a place, I'm surprised we actually made it that long. So that was fantastic. I'm really glad I got to connect with you guys at the end here of 2022. I'm really wishing you all a wonderful holiday season. I hope you have a great new year, and I'm really excited for what's to come in the next in the next year. I'm getting all, the words aren't coming to me anymore. So Dad, thank you very much for being my co-host.
Well, thank you for having me tag along.
That's right, you did great.
That is a difficult job to have the old guys.
No, you did good. Thank you, all of you, for coming out. Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
Cute kids
It's
swimming. Yeah, they're swimming here. It's summertime here in Cambodia. Well, actually, it's winter, but still summertime temperatures. So yeah, really appreciate all of you coming out. Thank you for your support as always. And like I said, I will have probably a video coming out Friday, Saturday of our cross-border sort of trip, and then next week we are going to be starting the Cambodia videos, starting with Phnom Penh. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see how things go in Siem Reap. Maybe we'll do a live stream from Siem Reap, but if we don't, it will then be from the next country that we are going to. So I will see you guys then. Sending you lots of love, and keep being your own kind of beautiful. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye, guys.